Oh, 2K, are you just shooting yourself in the foot? Okay, not really. So there's actually some outrage going on out there, and other YouTubers like RGT85 covered this and were rather flabbergasted by it. And that is, well, there are ads in, well, NBA 2K19 that are unskippable. And the interesting part about this is I have been playing NBA 2K19 both on Xbox One and on Switch, I don't know, for months at this point, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. And I never had an unskippable ad pop up. I have had several different types of ads, but I haven't had the kind where you have to wait for that ad to finish in order to continue. And a recent update to the Nintendo Switch version of the game has actually made these ads start happening, and they're advertising things like shows for FX. And one show in particular that they're advertising doesn't really seem to fit the age rating of the actual game, but whatever, it's life. You got to get paid. It is what it is. The reason that it's really coming up, though, isn't because of people like me, because I've pretty much had my fill of NBA 2K19, right? Like, outside of my favorite player in the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo, on my Milwaukee Bucks being on the cover, I really don't have a reason to look at NBA 2K19 right now. I'm kind of debating on whether or not I want to pick up NBA 2K20. I know in the past I've said NBA 2K19 would be the last one I buy because of the microtransactions, but we'll see. I say a lot of things and my mind can change. I'm a big sports guy. Sometimes I'm a bit more forgiving of crowdy practices. And they kind of ruined the single player mode in my career, basically without spending like at least $70. In addition to the $60 you paid for the game, you're not going to have enough currency to actually become an actual superstar in my career mode, which kind of sucks. So yeah, whenever they say, oh, you can attain all this, it's all optional, you can get it through normal gameplay, even if you're performing at a superstar level in these games, dropping 40 points and triple doubles and all that, you still don't really earn enough currency to actually become an actual superstar. So it's just kind of lame. And that really turned me off because I really wasn't into that mode before, but I'm kind of into that mode now, and I wish that this wasn't injected into it. Leave it as like a separate Ultimate Team multiplayer mode like they do in FIFA and Madden. It's a little bit more acceptable to me in those games because those microtransactions aren't infecting every other mode in the game. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Unskippable ads. The Nintendo Switch version of NBA 2K19 during the week of E3 was on sale for the low price of $2.99. That's probably what I would argue the game is worth at this point, with NBA 2K20 right on the horizons. But whatever, it dropped to a really low price, and it became the #1 selling game on the North American eShop. That is not a surprise to anyone because NBA 2K19 is a full price, or basically a full port of a AAA game that's actually done really, really well. It's a very good port of NBA 2K19, and for $2.99, it's pretty much a steal. Why wouldn't you buy it at that point if you have any interest in NBA games at all? But along with releasing this $2.99 version of the game, they happen to update the Switch version at the same time, and the Switch version now has those unskippable ads. Now, here's the thing. Those unskippable ads are not actually new to NBA 2K, and I've known about them for a while and kind of forgot because I just haven't ran into any up until this Switch update. But the unskippable ads have been around for, I think, 4 years now, and they're unskippable when they happen, but they're not necessarily unskippable on the whole. What I mean is there's actually a setting you can do to turn it off. If you go to the settings under your profile, you could turn off basically the 2K TV. And if you turn off 2K TV, you will no longer get those unskippable ads when the game is fully loaded. 2K TV is kind of lame anyways, if I'm being honest, even as an NBA fan. I've never had much interest in the shows they feature and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's interesting the outrage is coming to a forefront now because really all other NBA 2K fans, whether you play on Xbox, PC, or wherever, we know about this. It's been there for a while, but obviously Switch owners have never run into this until now. It wasn't in NBA 2K18 at all, and now it's hitting NBA 2K19. And the outrage is understandable because, to be honest, when you spend $60 on a game, you should never ever expect to see unskippable ads. Unskippable cutscenes are one thing. That's part of the game. Unskippable ads? Ads for shows on FX, Unskippable, in a free-to-play mobile game? Sure. In a free-to-play console game? Fortnite, you want to toss them in? I guess I get it. This makes no sense. I don't know why they even think it's a good idea. Obviously, someone's just writing big checks, and they found a way to inject commercials into this game that is optional and can be turned off, but a lot of people might not know you can turn it off and are getting stuck. So here's my deal. If you recently bought NBA 2K19 or you bought it like I did back at launch for $60, go to your settings and turn off NBA 2K TV. Sorry if you enjoyed it for other reasons, but obviously if you don't want to have these unskippable ads that literally happen between every single match and like every single time you load up to play a game, you get the unskippable ad. It's happening every time now. And it's not necessarily too surprising because at this point, leading into NBA 2K19, or I should really say NBA 2K20, obviously they're going to milk as much money out of NBA 2K19 as they can, and that includes selling ad space. So there you go. That's what's happening. It sucks. It is the bane of existence. In 2019, I'm not surprised something like this is happening. I'm not surprised it's been happening for years. But I am surprised that it hasn't become a big ruckus until it happened to Switch owners. I don't know why, even myself, on this channel, I can see why I didn't talk about it, but because it wasn't happening on the Switch version. I knew about it on the Xbox version last year. It happened to me, and I double-checked on my Switch, and it wasn't happening on my Switch, so then I didn't make a video about it, because I'm like, oh, well, they didn't put it in the Switch version, not related to the channel. But now, it's on the Switch version, and I honestly think that this should have been a bigger deal made years ago when this first started happening. We shouldn't accept these kind of practices. It's bad enough in NBA 2K19 that we're already dealing with the bastardization of the single-player mode, trying to force even more money out of us. Now we have to worry about commercials just to play like an exhibition match of basketball. This is utterly ridiculous and is something that I really hope 2K evaluates in the future. They're not a company that's struggling. I could understand if there was a company that was worried about going under and going bankrupt and having to do this, but NBA 2K is still like the best-selling NBA game out there, especially over NBA Live and NBA Playgrounds, which 2K now also sort of owns. And on top of that, they also happen to own Rockstar that has like the best-selling video games of all time. GTA 5 is north of 80 million, probably north of 90 million at this point. That game is still selling and hasn't even come out on Switch. So, 2K has got money. Money's not really a problem. I mean, heck, they're publishing Borderlands 3 coming up and going to make a bunch of money off that, even though it looks like they just handed Randy Pitchford $12 million. That's what the legal documents are starting to look like, and it's not looking good for 2K or Randy Pitchford in terms of how that agreement went down. In Gearbox, oh boy, that's a whole nother debate for another time if Borderlands 3 ever ends up coming to Switch so we can actually talk about that whole thing, because it's a mess. It's a mess full of lies and a mess full of a lot of damning evidence coming out now that was emphatically denied. But that's neither here nor there. I was just pointing out that 2K is doing just fine financially and doesn't need to participate in these sort of practices, but they are, and they're getting away with it. And I wanted to make a video on it because we shouldn't let them get away with it. I realize 2K fans, it's been going on for a while. I realize NBA 2K fans, you're used to this, but being used to it doesn't mean that we should accept it. All right, so I hope that just like we make a ruckus about how the microtransactions are ruining the single-player mode in the game every single year, we need to make a ruckus about this, because this is even worse. This is literally, I paid money to play a game, the game is loaded and ready to go, but now you can't play it yet. You got to finish watching this ad like it's a mobile phone game. I get it, you could turn it off, doesn't matter. I shouldn't have to turn it off. It just shouldn't be there. Anyways, let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Does this ruin your plans to buy NBA 2K20 on Switch or on any other platform? Is it something you even care about? I just know, me personally, as a gamer, I'm a little bit appalled. It's bad enough we have microtransactions and stuff. Am I surprised something like this is happening in the AAA industry? No, I'm not. Any way they can make money, whether it's from us or from advertisers, they're going to do it. I just think there was a better way for them to implement these sort of things. Maybe make the commercials shorter, whatever. I don't know. Drop a like on this video, share it with your friends, and I'll catch you in the next one.